My name is Donna Cali, and I've been self-employed as a chef for the last 33 years. And I also like to design dresses, and I do a lot of doodling and painting as well. That's my passion. I was born in Italy, southern Italy, in Calabria. I came to the US when I was 3, went back to Europe, and then moved permanently when I was 8 years old. As a child, because my parents, they had their own bakery business, and they dedicated a lot of time with that. So I was by myself, and I started drawing, do cartoons and stuff like that. And I was in my own little world. And then I realized that I wanted to become a baker because my dad was a baker. And I started getting my hands into making doughs and shaping different types of breads. I was his shadow. And then I started that I wanted to get into desserts and pastries and cookies. In being a chef, things have to be more precise, but then to a point that they don't, because then you could flare out and be more creative. So it's all about the creativity. Yeah. Met my husband in Bermuda. We were married 28 days after I met him. And when I first met him, I was there with my sister-in-law for a weekend. And then we did phone calls for like 25 days. And then we decided, okay, that's going to stop. The pricing of phone back in the day was a lot of money. So we decided we were going to tie the knot. And there's this place right in Bermuda. It's called Elbow Beach. We stopped at this little kind of beach, but it had like a cave to it. And I captured that moment. And that painting over there, it reminds me of Bermuda that I had with my husband. Yeah, each of them have their own meanings, but that was my first painting that I did of him, of us. Yeah. They were like, oh wow, it's beautiful. I see this, I see that. What inspired you to do this, or what is it to you? And I always approach people, well, what do you see? I know what I captured that moment, but I want you to capture yours. When my daughter was born, I went back into designing dresses. That inspired me. My thing was basically being around nature, because she did have a little complications when she was young, and I always believe in Mother Nature's. And that's how I incorporated my artwork into my dresses or into my abstract or doodling, was the whole experience that I had that year. When I was young, I always used to love watching the runways, and that always inspired me, seeing men or women just coming down this runway and with exotic looking clothing or something different, unique. And that's when I decided, I like that. And I love to design the dress. There's different dresses that I designed from different inspiration that I was getting. There was one when Oprah did Color Purple, and it was back in the day in the cotton fields and the slavery and all that. And basically, I was thinking about the feeling watching the movie. I'm like, oh my God, I was just like, I just couldn't get enough of it. And I was absorbing it. And then a week later, I just started sketching, and I'm visualizing everything, the moment, the color tone of her skin tone, and then the cotton feels, and I did the tootling and all that. And it's the same. That's what inspires me when I do dresses. Like, for example, Whitney Houston, when she did Bodyguard, I can just visualize her in a big, long hunter green dress with peacock feathers, and just the feeling that you get from a person. One-of-a-kind dress, to me, it basically captured that moment, that feeling that I got, and it's not one to mass produce, because that moment's gone now. We have our senses, right? The only thing that I added an extra sense was our inner sense, is our eye here. And I emphasized more about nature. It all boils down to nature. So that's our whole thing, is to come up with this music, the art, the cooking, the smelling, everything that Earth has to offer, Mother Nature has to offer. And to me, it's like, it's a better world. The motivation, I would say, is people, music, being outside. What I enjoyed most is waking up in the morning, early mornings, and smelling the moss. And then different, like 2 hours later, there's different senses all the time that you're smelling, you're seeing the different lighting. Like, my favorite is dawn and dusk. Those are two of my favorite, because to me, they're more profound. A lot of feelings that I do get when I'm around people, I like to put it into my art. Follow your dreams. You can accomplish anything that you put your heart and soul into it. Everyone's capable of doing painting, abstracts, cooking. That's all art form. No one should say, I'm not capable of doing it, or everyone is. Just put your heart and soul. And the most important thing is love yourself and love nature. Yeah.